Hi, I'm Tonia Pauls, the youth minister at St. John's Catholic Church in Adel, Iowa. And I have been here, this is my 6th school year, and so next year will be my 4th NCYC. And the St. Thomas More Centers asked me to talk about how I did lunch order forms and breakfast for NCYC. So for breakfast, because mornings are so chaotic, I divided the kids in half, and so I had half of the kids bring juice boxes and the other half of the kids bring some sort of breakfast bar or Pop-Tarts or something that was individually wrapped, and the adults brought fruit. And so every morning they would grab a juice box or a breakfast bar and a piece of fruit that they could put in their backpacks for later on in the day, or that they could eat for breakfast on the way to NCYC. And for lunch, since there are 22,000 people there, lunch can be kind of crazy, and you'll spend hours waiting in line just for a sandwich. So I ordered lunches with Jimmy John's this year at NCYC, and my last parent youth meeting that I had, I created little order forms that said I would like to pay $8 per day for lunch for Friday and Saturday. And then Jimmy John's has 7 different lunch orders, and so they were able to just write down what number they wanted, whether they wanted like the turkey or tuna or whatever they wanted. There was no special order of I don't want lettuce, I want extra, any of that. I just was like, the sandwich comes as is. And so it was $8, and that was a little bit extra for a tip that I had them write the checks out to St. John's. So $8 got them a sandwich, chips, and cookie. And then the sandwiches were made fresh that day, and they had little packets of mayonnaise and mustard, so the bread wasn't soggy or anything like that. And before I left, I had St. John's cut checks to Jimmy John's, 1 check per day, with all of the orders that included the tip in them as well. And so I just, me and 3 other adults left the large group session 10 minutes earlier and walked down to a designated Jimmy John's, or a designated corner where I called Jimmy John's, and they met us and gave us the box lunches, and they were nice big boxes with handles to carry, which was awesome, and just handed them a check. And then we walked to a location where I had my other group leaders lead the kids to, and I lined up all the sandwiches. So all the sandwiches that were 1 were in a pile, 2, 3, 4, 5. And after the kids all got there, I just called out who ordered what, and they got their box lunch, and then they were able to go to their next session, and they didn't have to wait in line. It was awesome for several reasons. One is the kids were starving by 11:30, and they definitely wanted to eat, and they didn't have to wait in line. And they didn't miss a session at all. And we probably could have sold our box lunches for like $20 to $30. Even someone asked if they could sell them. So I just had the parents, when they turned in their order form, they wrote a check out to St. John's or paid with cash. And then I just kind of had a little spreadsheet that I created of who ordered what for what day and if they paid or not. And that's kind of how it was done.
Why did you decide to do the ordering this way?
Because lunch is so crazy, because everyone is released at one time and everyone's trying to eat at one time. So trying to find even a spot to sit down or a spot to eat, or if you did not order lunches, you would be waiting in line for an hour and a half if you even wanted to try to eat lunch. There was a couple years where we didn't eat lunch until like 3 o'clock because the lines didn't go down, and we spent our whole day waiting in line for lunches. So this way you were able to just order, the kids were able to grab their lunches to go to the session. They were able to sit in the chairs or find a little corner with their friends to sit and eat their lunches. And it was a lot less stressful and hassle-free. I went ahead and made a copy of the order form, and if you would like to check out the order form that I used with Jimmy John's, there'll be a copy on the website, and I plan to do this again for Indianapolis of 2011. So if you have any questions or concerns, you can go ahead and contact me, or get in touch with the center, and they can probably answer any of your questions or lead you to me. So good luck and happy eating.